All right, everybody. I am Stephanie Dunn, and I am super excited for tonight's Zoom. We are recording this for those of you that are going to watch the replay, and you may want to share this with newbies that come on. So, what are we going to do tonight is a little bit of Facebook cleanup, and this hack has worked extremely well for the two that are coming on. And Heather, I know that you have got asked a few times, like, what is this? And I've been getting messages left and right because Taylor is a top enroller this month. She's just blown it out of the water. And so I said, well, what are you doing? And she said, the Facebook cleanup that Heather shared. So, what you're going to get, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take notes for the cleanup so that you can do that. And then I thought I want to be able to share with you guys the actual like hearing results of somebody that put it in play over this last month and what she has done. She's probably over 40, 45 enrollments already. So she's having a huge month. So, and it's not just little enrollments either with one product. She's doing a great job. So I'm excited to be able to share with you guys on that. But a little bit about me. I've been in the company. I'm Stephanie Dunn and been in the company for 15 years and I'm always learning, you guys. I got started just to maybe make a couple extra $100 and get the product. And so maybe that's where you're at. You're new and you're like, who is this girl on? And I've been around the block a few times, a few years now. But I got started just, like I said, to make some extra money. Life was really hard. And why not add some extra income? And that's what we were able to do. And I know these girls have done that too. And so I'm excited because we just never know where people are at. But a lot of the times, what happens is we know the products work. We're excited about that. But sometimes we get frozen. So does anybody feel like their Facebook has just been like stuck? Drop a one in the comments if you feel like, man, I've just been stuck. I'm doing the things, but I haven't seen the results that I'm looking for. So even me after 15 years, we are creatures of habit. And sometimes we get in the same rhythm, the same pattern, and we're doing consistently the things which we want to do. But sometimes we forget a simple task as easy as a Facebook cleanup can really help that. So I'm just going to have Heather jump on. Heather, you should be able to unmute yourself, share a little bit of you. I know you've been on, and you guys, she's a top builder. She was announced last night. So you're hearing from people that are moving and shaking in the field. And I'm excited for her to run through this really quick. And then, if you want to save this for newbies or for yourself to just rewatch, and to do that, I think it's always smart as a leader. We're always constantly learning, and I'm excited to learn on this Zoom as well and to try. Okay, when I feel like my Facebook is not where I want it to be or any other things, tonight's strictly Facebook, then I need to do a cleanup. So, Heather, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Yay, there you are. All
Yay.
right.
Hi.
I'm excited. New
I know.
double. The team is rocking out, top builder. So they, of course, want to know all these things. And you've shared this before. But, again, I guess people just need to hear it over and over, right? And so I'm just going to let you take it away and share a little bit about how you did this cleanup. And then Taylor will have you come on because you did exactly what Heather shared. So it works, you guys.
Right. That's what I love. It's like so cool. Like when we were celebrating Taylor and her success, and then she says, like, helping me is, Heather's inbox cleanup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, so if we all just took this advice and did
Exactly.
it consistently, not once, not here and there, but literally did it consistently, then you will have the same results as Taylor and myself and other people that are doing this task. So my name is Heather Juno. I am from Sacramento, California. I've technically been with It Works for almost 12 years. I took a little break, relaunched in June, and since June, you guys have promoted to Double Diamond. Did just get announced as number 8 in the company for top builder for quarter 3, which I was like, you should have saw me screaming last night. You would have thought I won the lottery. I was so happy. Um, and I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. When I started this, they were toddlers. And now they're almost 18 and 16. It's just crazy. So FYI to you guys, since rejoining It Works again in June, I have a full-time job. I work 45 to 50 hours a week as a refrigerant specialist from home. Don't ask me anything about refrigerant because I don't know. But I do what I'm told and I type in and whatever. But so I'm here also to tell you guys, if you guys are doing this task, you can literally, you can do it all. You can be a mom, you can be a wife, you can work full time, you can have that crazy busy schedule. But you have to have some structure and some consistency. I'm writing a note that I want to remember to say. Don't. Okay. I'm all part of this. I'm all, don't forget to say this. Okay. So you guys, inbox cleanup. I know Steph was earlier saying like this is more Facebook, but you guys actually can do this task on Facebook Messenger. You can do this with your DMs on Instagram. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different when I go into the details, but you can do it in your DMs and you can do it in your text messages. So no excuses, you guys. You can't be like, well, I only have a couple friends on Facebook and I've messaged everybody. When is the last time you went through the contacts in your phone? So you can do this literally through any platform you want to. I specifically work it in Facebook. I have people on my team that do it a lot in Instagram. So inbox cleanup, you guys, that is basically this, to summarize it, it's going back through your inbox from the day before, and it is either writing down all your potentials and or following up. Okay. So let's say you've never done this task before. So drop a number 5 in the chat if you are like, I have never heard of this. I have never done this before. Drop a number 5 in the chat. Okay. So if you're dropping a number 5, that's either because you've just never heard of it and done it, or maybe you're brand new. And if you're brand new, you honestly won't have a ton of inbox cleanup yet, but you're going to know what to do starting tomorrow. Honestly, like literally, this is something that if you've never done this before, I don't care if you just joined the business today, this is something that you can start implementing tonight or tomorrow. So inbox cleanup's going back through all those messages from the day before. When I rejoined in June, I was like, dang, I got like 3 months to go back through, right? So it doesn't matter when you start this. When I started back up in June, I went back through literally January 1st. I scrolled back to January 1st and was like, where can I start? So there's no excuses for like, oh, I didn't do this yesterday. I didn't do this, whatever. It doesn't matter. Pick a day. But if you're doing this consistently, you should be able to do it every day and go back to the day before. So you can do, again, messenger, texting, DMs, whatever. So you're going to go back and go to your first message. So for an example, today is Monday. If you're doing inbox cleanup right now, you're going to scroll back to the first message you sent yesterday, which was Sunday. And you guys, guess what? If you didn't do it yesterday, then just go back to Saturday. If you didn't do anything this whole weekend, but you know you sent a bunch of messages on Friday, then go back to the first message you sent on Friday. This is not like an all or nothing. Okay. Just pick a day and go. So again, you're going to write down potentials. So number 1, you guys, you send messages, right? You do the things, but do you really do the follow-up? Do you really write the people down? You guys, that is so important. I don't care how long you've been in the business. You're never going to remember to follow up with all the people. So as you're going through your messenger and you get those messages of somebody saying, well, how much is it? Or tell me more, or let me think about it. Let me talk to my husband. All those people that showed interest, you were going to write their name down. And what I do, you guys, there's 1 or 2 things you can do. I used to use a planner where it had the days of the week, but you guys, I haven't had a chance to go buy a planner. So I just use a regular notebook and I write down Monday, 10/21. And why do I write down the day of the week? It helps me stay a little bit organized, because when you're adding to your potentials list, when you do inbox cleanup, if you just keep writing down names, you're going to eventually have 20 pages of just like all these people. So what I do, I just like to have some sort of structure. And what I do is I just write down the day of the week that I write down these people's names. Okay. That way, and that'll be another part of this, but just that way you just have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe there are 3 people here. Maybe there's 10 people here. Maybe there's 25, maybe there's 8, doesn't matter. So you're going to write down those potentials. I don't write down everybody. So some people start writing down everybody that they've messaged. No. I'm not saying write down everybody. It's literally writing down those potentials. Okay. So their name, and then either 30-day drop next to the name, or burn next to the name, or PDT, which means that they're a potential distributor. If they told, this is so important, you guys, if they said, I can't right now, but I'll do it next Friday. Literally next to their name and what they want, write down the date and circle it. Because how many of you have not done that? And then you go decide to scroll through your messenger and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. She said she wanted to join my team like 3 weeks ago and I forgot to message her. And then she's either joined somebody else's team or she spent the money. Okay. So this is really important. So inbox cleanup, make sure you're writing down those potentials. The other part of that, so in your inbox cleanup, you're going to see birthday messages. You're going to see post to post ask messages. You're going to see post to post follow up messages. You're going to get everything, right? And you're like, what do I do with those people? You guys, either everybody gets written down as a potential or they will get some sort of message. Are you guys ready for my secret sauce messages? And no, you do not need my boards. And no, you don't need the scripts because you guys are all going to go, oh my gosh, that's it. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. Did you get my last message? um, would you like that entry? Okay. Is that post okay to do for me? How does that sound? Are you still receiving my messages? And should I take you off my list? Okay. So you guys don't need to write all those down, but I'm telling you all of those because that's literally pretty much what I send to the people I'm not writing down yet. So did you get my last message? That's anybody that left me on red. That's anybody that left me on red for anything at all. If it's somebody that was interested in products, if it was somebody interested in the business, literally, did you get my last message? Anybody that left me on red when I asked them to host a post for me, it is, would you like that entry? Okay. If it's somebody that said they'd post for me and they didn't post it yet, is that post okay to do for me? So basically, you guys, if you don't understand what I'm saying, inbox cleanup is just making sure everybody's written down. That is a potential, and everybody gets some sort of a follow-up message. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that I necessarily send a message like that every day, back to back to back to back to back to back. No. But usually when you get a left on red, most of the time they'll respond. If they don't respond and it's been 3 or 4 days, then you can say, like, are you still receiving my messages? Or you can send, should I take you off my list? Most of them, they don't want to be taken off your list, you guys. But if you say that, they're more likely to respond. During your inbox cleanup, if you talk to somebody about a product or opportunity and they're absolutely not interested, during inbox cleanup is when you ask them to do a post for you. Okay. If you do inbox cleanup and you have people that you sent birthday messages to, ask them to do a post for you. If you're going through and you asked people to post for you already and they did it for you, you should now be sending them a message about becoming a customer or about the opportunity. Okay. Some people ask me, do you ever delete messages or archive them? I don't delete messages. I will archive, but I only archive, you guys, like for two reasons. If it has nothing to do with my business whatsoever, like nothing at all, it's about the family reunion next month. Okay. I might archive that if I don't need it in there. And then the other one, you guys, is after I've sent a HAP ask and then they left me on red and I said, would you like that entry? If they leave me on red again, I will archive it because they never asked me for information about posting. I was asking them to do a favor. After the first message and the first follow up, if they don't respond, I just archive it. I don't delete it. I just swipe and archive. You guys, inbox cleanup is made as a tool to be able to follow up. So you guys can do inbox cleanup all day, every day. But if you are not taking that list that you are using to write down your potentials and following up with them later, then you kind of are wasting your time. Yes, sometimes the magic happens in that right now inbox cleanup message, but most of the time it's going to be, I have to still go follow up with those people that I wrote down at some point, right? So make sure that you are doing follow up on top of inbox cleanup. Two more things, you guys. Posting and doing host to post with host to post follow up will get you more messages and will allow you to do more inbox cleanup. So if you're on here and you're going, well, I don't have any messages to follow up with, that means that you haven't done enough posting. That means you haven't done enough asking, and that means that you haven't actually done enough follow up to your host to post. Okay. And then lastly, this is my biggest tip and my biggest, like, if you take anything away from inbox cleanup, you guys, it's this right here. Do not get distracted during inbox cleanup. What does that mean? That means if you are going through and doing your inbox cleanup, you are not allowed, okay? You are not allowed to check any notifications until you're done. You're not allowed to scroll on Facebook. You're not allowed to go over to TikTok. Sometimes during inbox cleanup, you guys, I will click on their profile to be like, gosh, are they active? They're ignoring me. Or let me see if I can engage on their most recent post to see if they'll finally respond to my message. But do not go down that hamster wheel. That doesn't mean you get to scroll on their Facebook and then click on a reel and then spiral. Okay. And again, do not respond to any messages. If you're doing inbox cleanup for the first time and you see that number on the bottom go up, like 3 responses, 4 responses, oh my gosh, and you start clicking that, you will never get done with inbox cleanup. So make sure that you guys do not get distracted. This is an amazing income producing activity, but you have to do it every day. You have to write down those potentials and do not get distracted. So that's pretty much it. And then lastly, you guys, I do offer a power hour. It's kind of a weird time, but it's Monday through Friday at 12 noon California time. I know that's weird for a lot of people, and you're like, yeah, I can't do that. But if you're ever able to hop on, I share my screen and I will literally show you how I'm inbox cleaning up and what I'm doing, what I'm saying, who I'm writing down. So if you ever need that extra visual help, that's what I do on Monday through Friday at noon Pacific time.
Yeah, it's so good, you guys. It seems sometimes we make things so difficult, and it's really such a simple task. But you said some key things too. You got to do the work, you guys, and you got to be able to write this stuff down and follow up and being consistent and not, I think, looking back and getting caught up into like, oh, somebody messaged me after you did that, because then it just throws off your whole like going back, and then it bumps everything up, and then you got to scroll all the way down. It's just, it's kind of crazy, especially with an inbox like mine. It's nuts. So I have to be super laser focused and be like, this is my window. This is what I'm going to do. Get all these out and then go back to. So if that's where you're at and you feel like, man, I'm overwhelmed, I have a lot to go through, you just got to find your quiet window to be able to just knock that out. But I love that. I think there's so much to your simple ask back to them too. Like it
So
just makes,
simple.
yeah, it just makes sense. So I'm seeing, people on there asking like, oh, that's so easy. And this is, all of this. So, um, you guys get on her power hour Zoom, because like she said, she's going to share her screen. I almost was going to do that tonight, but I thought you already do it through the week and you guys can hop on and really just kind of watch it, because I also wanted to hear the back end from Taylor of like, okay, she implemented this from watching one of your power hours. And so I want to have her come on. Did you have anything last? And I can follow up with you after Taylor shares too, because it might trigger something. Heather,
Mhm.
oh yeah, this. But you
Yeah.
guys, that's really get your notebooks out and start doing it. You said some keywords that newbies may not know, and it's HAP. That stands for host to post. So if you're like, well, I don't even know what they're talking about, you just need to go back to your enroller or go back to the team pages or group chats, whatever you're in, and go, I'm not really sure yet. I'm so new, but I know I want to get started with whatever Heather just shared on the Monday night Zoom. Like, don't be afraid to ask questions, because I can tell you, Heather, myself, Taylor, any of us, we want you to ask questions. We know then you're engaged and you're willing to learn and you're willing to grow. And so that's kind of key. But Taylor, I've watched you. I mean, I can see a lot of your guys' downline. So when I see something's going on, I'm like, what the heck has happened with you? So Taylor, I'm going to have you unmute, because you have just totally refocused. And when you said this, I wanted people to hear like what you implemented this month to get the enrollment. So can you unmute Taylor?
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yay! Yes, I can. All right. So first, way to have an awesome month. And it's like we still have, I feel like almost like another half of the month left to go. So I'm excited to see where you're ending. But you were in a weird spot kind of with your business for a minute and it's turned
Mhm.
around. Like, I'm like, what in the heck? You're top and roller. I'm seeing this. You're crushing it. So, when you said this Facebook cleanup and stuff, what was something clicked? Like, share exactly, like going back, looking back, was it the Zoom? Like, what happened?
So, I actually like I've seen Heather forever, I feel like. And she's a great person. I love her. And I got on her power hours like a long time ago and they were great. I just remember them being awesome. And I saw that she was going to be on our corporate like on Tuesday, doing a power hour and everything. And I'm like, okay, I just feel like I need to hop on this. Like I loved them before. I'll hop on this and give it a shot, see what she has this time, and everything. And I don't know, like it was so simple. I took notes, I took screenshots of everything so I could remember, go back and like save the verbiage, even though it's super simple. But I mean, it was so simple. It was something that I could do, and it wasn't like overcomplicated. Just making sure you're actually following up with people, because when I would follow up with people, it would be like this like whole paragraph, and like when we have sales or all this and that, and I don't know if that was just like not what was working, but the writing everything down and then following up with people in a very simple, direct way is just what's completely changed like one aspect of my business. There are a couple other things I implemented as well, but this was just like the main thing that really changed my business, and doing that consistently every day. Like she said, I write stuff down. I actually do it on my iPad though, because I can have it on my phone. So like what I do is, I don't know if you can see, but I have like a daily, it's just like a weekly thing. And every day I have the people I ask to put up a post for me. When they put up the post, I will highlight them. That way I can go back and save it to a collection later. And then above, I have potential customers I've talked to, potential distributors I've talked to. That way I can go back like 2 days later and not have to scroll through my messages. I mean, I'm already scrolling anyway through them to do the inbox cleanup, but from a few days prior to follow up with those as well. And it makes following up like with host to post people easier for me. Because like Heather, I will do the inbox cleanup from the day before, but for the people who said they would put up a post for me, I continue to follow up with them like 2 days after. So the next day, if they didn't tell me they put up the post, I'll be like, hey, just wanted to see if you put up that post for me. I'm getting entries in right now. If they looked at that and didn't respond, the next day I will be like, hey, is that post okay to do for me? Would you like the entry? 9 times out of 10, when I follow up with people who I have either asked to put up a post for me and they didn't send anything back, or they said they would put up a post and hadn't posted yet, 9 times out of 10, when I follow up with them, they will put it up or say, yes, I will post. That has been like one key thing that has changed the game with this, is just continuing to follow up with people like 2 days after even. Um,
I think that's so
yeah.
key because you want people to see your posts. So if nobody's sharing posts for you and you're not having a ton on your personal page, the goal is to get in other people's network. So that's huge to hear, you guys, is like, okay, you want more customers, you want more distributors. How can I do this as I'm growing my network? You got to get into other people's networks. So I think that is definitely, even for myself, can be like, oh, I asked, and just kind of put it to the side and not write it down and be so on top of it. So that's super helpful, and it must be working. I mean, I know it's working because I'm like, what the heck? So the majority of your customers and distributors, are those coming from these people getting up the posts for you?
Yes, and just consistently like making sure I am following up with these people, and say like I have a potential customer or whatever, and they maybe aren't ready to order or join the business. I always ask them to put up a post for me. Even if they've done it before, do it again. Send them a different post. So you can have double entries, and it just helps maximize your results or with enrollments and stuff. Like that's been huge too.
I love that. I know people are going to be like, okay, what's the post that you're sharing? So is there anything specific? Are you the same one, splitting it up?
Yeah, so for this month so far, it's all been the burn host to post that, I mean, everybody uses. It's just burn host to post. For double entries, I will have them put up a distributor host to post for me. So like I'm looking for people who are ready to earn extra income or something and have them put up that one for another entry. But
I
it's just
love
super simple.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I think that's the thing is just the key, finding your rhythm, you guys, to follow up with the people. And you've heard this over and over. Fortune's in the follow-up. So if you feel like you haven't had the system down, the sooner you can get your system down, the better. And you heard it, you guys. Taylor is a mom of three, and two of them are twins, little, like just crazy. First, I'm like shocked how big they're getting, but like they are busy. And so Heather too, a full-time job, like so can you do this incorporating into your life? Yes, you have to make that decision, right? So you have to decide, okay, I'm excited, I'm new, and I can't wait to learn how to do all of this and get started. Don't overthink it. Just do it. And I think that's another key thing with a lot of this is sometimes we're overthinking like, what post should I get up? You got to get it up. It comes down to a numbers game. Truly, it does with that kind of stuff too. Anything else you got?
Yes, I was gonna say another power hour I got on was Valerie. She had done one. I think it was after Heather had done one. I think it was after conference even. And she was talking about her posting, just personal posting. This is something I've also done. Like her posting schedule on her own profile. And this has been great because I'm on like professional mode for Facebook or whatever. So I can schedule my posts out for the week. This has been great. She does a 7 to 8 a.m. product post, 10:30 interaction or inspirational post, 12 p.m. a business post on a colored background. So like a hard business sell, like I'm looking for X amount of people to earn extra income. 2:30, she'll do a reel. 5 p.m., a life post that has nothing to do with the business. So you showing your life, you, your family, your kids, whatever you're doing in your life that day or prior. And then 8 p.m., what this business has done for you, will do for you, or has done for someone else. And just staying consistent with that, along with inbox cleanup with your host to post, that's just been a game changer because people are going to be coming to your platform from host to post with your inbox cleanup. And if you're not consistently posting business, product, and life, they're not going to know what you're about. They're going to start seeing your stuff because you're going to add them as a friend on Facebook. And then they remember, oh, I talked to her about this, or, oh, I'm actually interested in that. So that's why it's just important to also be posting on your own page along with all of this.
So key. It's like it just makes sense when you guys hear it, and hearing it from different people is always so good. Like to be like, okay, I've seen the turnaround and people are asking. So first, two things, Taylor, is can you repeat your schedule of what you're posting in the morning? I see they were asking that.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, so she'll do that for you guys. Then the next question is they want to know for everybody that's like, oh, they use the iPad is there a certain app that you use for your following up?
I use GoodNotes and then just do a digital download of a calendar. I mean, you can just do it on a normal piece of paper or a calendar, totally up to you. Like Heather just does a piece of paper. This just works for me because I have my phone all the time anyway. And so that just syncs together. But it just makes my life super simple.
Perfect. So for those of you that are like, okay, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. We needed to do that. So she's going to drop these in the messages. There you go, you guys. And you can take a screenshot if that's what you want to do and save that so you can start. But that's such a great reminder. If you're going to do the follow-up, you're going to do all the things, and you have nothing that offers the business or showing before and after pictures or anything consistent, people aren't going to go back and look. And I can tell you, I've been so consistent, and Taylor knows this. All I've been talking about is burn. The conversation is get the conversation because then we know we can upsell them with the different options on the product pack. So whether that's giving them the product of just burn or saying, you know, most people do this, the three options. You can do the pick two or even the 30-day drop and then upsell them from there. So again, that key is conversations. And if you go onto my page, even you can see exactly what she said. Maybe not as many posts, but there's reels in there. There's before and after pictures. There's lifestyle and not even looking at comments I'm doing the work because we know people love to be nosy and see what you're all about because I'm the same way. I want to know what are other people about. So make sure that you're doing that. And it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, especially when you start either scheduling or you have them in your note section, however you do to keep them, filed for yourself. You just got to do it. Or whether it's going to Taylor's page and copying exactly what she's doing. There's success leaves clues. So I know a lot of you girls follow suit of what I've posted because you're like, oh, I just need to get a quick post up and do that. That is what we're here to do is we're here leading you because something's working for us. So I want you to make sure that you're doing that. Um, Anything else that you think you're like, this is it. This helped. Was that it?
I have two things.
Oh, you guys want
One,
her two things. So I should say that. Drop a one if you want Taylor's two things because
two
y'all.
things. Valerie had mentioned this with her posts and stuff. Like, say you see a post like on Steph's page, like instead of just simply copying and pasting that exact post, copy that, but then go to Chat GTP and put it in there and then click change 20%. It will automatically change the post, like reword it to 20% different, where it's still the same, but it's different enough that Facebook does not flag it as the same as her post. So it does not decrease her visibility or yours. It blew my mind when she said this. So that's what I've been doing. Like, I will see so many other people, I will save it to a collection on my phone on Facebook and then go, and when I'm ready to like schedule my post, I will save that picture. I will use those verbiage, but then change it 20% and schedule it. It's just been a game changer. GPT. Yeah. It's great. And then the second thing, this is something Heather said on her corporate thing that she did, and it's just it's great. The key is to continuously stay in conversations. So staying in the conversation with that person, regardless of what the conversation is about, whether it's product, business, post to post, any of that, making sure you're staying in that conversation, because then you can connect with that person longer than like 10 seconds in a conversation, like just staying in the conversation. That's just been a game changer.
I love that. I have not done this Chat GPT where I can change it for
It's
20%
great.
because
It's
I'm usually
great.
just writing them or changing it myself. So I'm going to be trying that. And that is just such a genius, quick little like, what the heck? Why haven't we heard that? But not always are we listening or do we hear it the right way? So I think you just totally blew. I saw everybody's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use this. So again, this is what we're here to do. Get on the Zooms, you guys, because you never know what you're going to hear and how that one moment in time can completely change your business and in a huge way. She is just rocking this out, you guys. Taylor, I'm not kidding, is having a huge month. She had big goals and she is knocking it out of the park, and I'm super proud of you for that. She's got
I
another.
will say, just not comparing, like, if I'm being honest, just flat out being honest, I had 2 customers and 1 distributor last month. And like, that was basically almost a normal for me this year. Just being completely honest and transparent with you guys. Like, I love our business. I love our company. I know the products work. I know the business works if you work it, if you stay consistent. And I wasn't being as consistent as I knew I should be. And it wasn't that I was blaming the company or anything, but like, I mean, I knew that we could make money with this business. I knew we could change people's lives with this, but it's just getting laser focused and staying consistent. But I wanted to let you all know, like, this is not a normal month for me. And it's just making sure, like you say, hey, put my foot in the sand, like drawing a line in the sand. The past is the past. Now let's move on to the future and make this actually happen. So just making sure everybody knows, like, this is not a normal month. And you can change that going from here on out, from here to like Thanksgiving. Take from now next 30 days. Do this and then see what happens with your business.
It's going to be the new normal. That is what's happening. So I think this is so inspiring for so many people because we do get caught up. I'm so glad that you shared that with the comparison of, oh my gosh, she's having a high month. You guys, I've seen this. This is why I wanted her on, because I did see the turnaround, and I'm glad she shared those numbers so that if this is you, if this is where you're at and you're like, I am just so ready, get laser focused, don't compare, but listen to the people that are having the success because they're leaving clues. They're sharing what's working. You just got to put it down. This has probably been my favorite Zoom in a long time because it was so simple and real, right? So there's nothing. I love you girls and you are special, but when people are like, what's so special? What are they doing? They made a decision. They're being consistent and they're excited about it and they're doing the work and using chat GPT. And that's what 20%. Like I love that. I was like, oh my gosh, even me after all these years, like I'm excited to try that. So I am just so grateful just to see where you end, what you've done. You have changed so many lives on here. You guys, if this helped you, drop a 2 in the chat because I feel like this is going to be a great replay for so many people, for newbies, to make sure that you save this Zoom and archive it. So when you are like, I just need them to watch a turnaround story, this is where that's at. Heather, did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
Yeah, just quickly, I saw a question in the chat from multiple people that were asking, what do you do when people say no or they don't want to be on your list? You guys, I don't stress about unfriending people. If you're not even over 3,000 Facebook friends, you don't need to worry about unfriending anybody unless they're negative or rude or anything like that, which most aren't. You just say okay and you leave them there, but usually you ask them to post for you later. And then I just wanted to kind of like piggyback on what Taylor just said, you guys. I've been doing inbox cleanup now for about 3 years. And here's the thing, if you want higher enrollments, you just have more conversations. You need to ask more people to post for you. You need to have those conversations. So with me, I my highest month of enrollments ever, I think, is like 35. And that just means I had way more conversations, asked way more people to post for me, and was more consistent in my inbox cleanup. If my enrollments are under that, that doesn't say, oh, well, nobody's interested anymore. That means, oh, I must have had less conversations this month than I did last month. So again, you can't compare. And I just love that Taylor said that. Like she went from 2 and 1 to 40 plus and whatever, all because she's having more conversations and doing the work more. When Steph says it's a numbers game, that's what we mean by that. It's a numbers game on how many more people you're asking, how many more follow-up messages you're sending and things like that. So that's all I wanted to say.
Taylor, did you have any last minute like this is it? I appreciate you guys both, but if there's like something, you got anything,
No,
Tay?
that's it. I pulled it all out. That's it. That's it. Just make sure you're staying consistent from here to Thanksgiving. Just decide now from here to Thanksgiving. Do these things every day and then see how your business changes.
I love it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. We have, the rest of this week. I have another great Zoom that lined up for next Monday already. I'm just ready to bring the boom for the end of the year because we know what's going to happen at the beginning of the year. So I want you to get in all in now and be such ahead of the curve that you're just super excited about that. I will put you guys where we have it. We have Joel and Stephanie Dunn YouTube for replay. So I'll make sure that you guys have that and get it into corporate's hands so that you guys can watch this as well. But thank you guys and go utilize that 20% off and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys.